Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's me, Johnny, and welcome back to another one of our Sorare videos. Today is the day. Finally, it's happening. Can you believe it? Today, the the international break generally is over, and it's time for football to be back. Up until the World Cup, now this is going to be a madness. There's going to be insane amounts of game weeks where we can take part in with our teams, and I'm extremely excited to jump straight into it. So let's start off with one thing first. I want to talk about Sheshko. If you guys know, we got him at a time where he was worth around 1 ETH. Lately, due to his performances and the hype, he has been sold to up to 1.3 ETH, and at the moment he is selling for around 1.37, it seems like, at his lowest. And not too many of his cards are on the market, and none of them are new season cards. His performances in the last couple of games have been extremely impressive, especially for Slovenia. In that first game against Norway, against Haaland, he has gotten himself 2 goal contributions, 85 points. And in the game after that, against Sweden, he scored a banger again. Like, he scored 2 really nice goals during this international break, and there is a lot of hype surrounding Sheshko at the moment, and it's the perfect storm because in the Salzburg squad, someone got injured, and that someone is actually Fernando. So Fernando is injured. He's not capable of playing today, not today, but this game week for Salzburg, which means that Sheshko is probably or most definitely going to be in a starting lineup. Another good thing for our gallery is the fact that Sorare has trained with the squad again today. Not today, actually yesterday. He has trained with them. So that really excites me. I love to see my best defender hopefully come back very soon and play for us again, because he is a huge part of our gallery, and he's just a beast, man. I can't wait to have him back. He's a guaranteed scorer basically for us if you look at these scores, and I think he can carry that on for Salzburg once he is back. But having said that, guys, extremely satisfied with the way the gallery is set up at the moment. I think for me, the general plan is going to be, as I said before, I ideally want to keep on building into the under 23 region, into it as much as I can, keep adding to it. At some point, when we keep on getting enough under 23 players into the gallery, maybe we can then play Challenger Europe as well, as we put, because we have too many of under 23s that we can put in all the regions. So ideally, we want to have an under 23 gallery that can play under 23 Pro, under 23 Super Rare possibly, under 23 Rare, and then have an All-Star Rare Pro, and Challenger as well. And all of that can be achieved with only under 23s, which is very exciting. And the thing that I like the most about the under 23s personally is the fact that if new teams, new clubs, and all that stuff, like the Premier League, for example, comes in, I am eligible to fight for those under 23 new players. And that's something I really like, because you don't really necessarily have that type of access with other cards unless you play All-Star and focus on that. Well, with the under 23s, you have access to players from all around the world. And that's one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't really necessarily consider when they think about the under 23 region. But for me, having this gallery based on under 23 right now really opens up the entire world to me, and I like the fact that I can win players from any region. And yeah, I did have offers for Sheshko, actually. I did have a couple right around deadline. We got like 1 ETH offered there, 1.178. I actually thought about it for a little bit at that point in time, but I can't bring myself to sell any of my first owned players for some reason. It's already starting. The FIFA guy in me is coming through. But let's start building our lineups for Game Week 310. I already have a couple of ideas. I think the under 23 Super Rare is not going to happen, guys. The reason for that is I'm not necessarily too confident in that team winning rewards. The idea behind getting all these Super Rares into the club wasn't to necessarily play under 23 Super Rare already. The idea behind it was that I go ahead and have enough Super Rares so I can play matchups with them in under 23 Rare Pro as well. So I kind of guarantee myself to have a somewhat strong lineup in under 23 Pro, which is for me the most important division as things stand. So let's dive into it. Under 23 Rare Pro, we're going to start off with the likes of Keisuke Osako. He's hopefully going to be having a good game against Urawa Reds. Urawa does tend to score goals, so It might not be a clean sheet. I'm desperately hoping he can pick up at least 50 points from that game. That'd be very good. And then with the bonus, we can go above 60. That would be an ideal situation if he doesn't keep a clean sheet. Then for the defense, we're going to go with Mace Hilgers. Hilgers is pretty much predicted to be in the starting lineup by most people so far. He doesn't necessarily have the biggest bonus, which is an issue. I need to definitely work on that. It is an old season card, so we can definitely try and upgrade that as much as possible. And I am actually willing, if the Mace Hilgers new season card comes out, I am willing to trade this one plus ETH for the new one. I don't know why. Is that a stupid thing? It actually might be a stupid thing. But anyways, Hilgers goes into this one. He has a good matchup with Twente against Vitesse. 55% win chance there with a 38% chance of keeping a clean sheet. So I like that. Apart from him, only Soleil has a higher chance, but we don't necessarily know if Soleil is going to be in the starting lineup straight away, which would be surprising. So Hilgers goes into this one, and you can already tell that just these two players are capable of getting like up to 190 at times. So that's very, very nice. And I do believe Twente will have a very good run of games very soon. So yeah, the matchups look very good there. Now for the midfield, ideally, I am looking for ones that are possibly going to score a lot of goals. So in this one, we have Xavi Simons, who obviously plays in a striker position. If you guys have paid attention to the likes of PSV, you'll be able to tell that he's expected to play striker for this team once again, as he has been doing. He has been playing like a false nine type of position, and he's getting involved into every single attack. And I do really, really like Xavi Simons. He's expected to score a 60. I like that a lot. So we're going to put him into this lineup. I do feel like he's one of my better options. Obviously, I think he had international game time with the under-23 national team, under-21 national team, or whatever it was for Netherlands. And I'm hoping it wasn't too taxing on his body. So Xavi Simons comes in here as the midfielder. Then for the attack, I mean, look, when we go based on like 3 goals scored type thing, I should pick Spikic. Based on like the matchup and stuff, Zagreb at home, Spikic is actually expected to be playing in the starting lineup from what I've seen, alongside Orsic. And there's a very good chance that they score more than 2 goals. XG is 2.32 here for Zagreb. And the odds are heavily into their favor, as you guys can tell. And Spikic is 80% expected to be playing. But I personally am not at a spot yet where I trust Spikic enough. I haven't done enough research into him. At the time when we got him, it was in a swap deal where I felt comfortable letting Delcroix Super Rare go. This is one that I'm waiting for Spikic to kind of reach these heights that he did have at the beginning of the season again, where he was getting these types of scores. When he gets up there again and picks up decisives left, right, and center, I'm actually very much excited to have him in the club, and he can be a very, very good option for us because he is also eligible for like specialist in some sort of ways with the 49 L15 and all that stuff. So I do like him, but for now, I don't trust him yet. Someone I do trust is Sheshko now, and he is up against Lask. I don't feel too comfortable about that matchup personally. I know Lask got smacked up lately, and they might not be as strong at the moment. And after this Salzburg game, they can kind of, recover from it and start fresh. I like Sheshko. He is my second best option, though, in my opinion. I think Odgaard is the one to go for. Odgaard, AZ Alkmaar against Groningen, who are 12th. The matchup score here is much better. The opponent score is much better here as well. And they are expected to score goals in this game. And Odgaard is expected to start fully. So for me, I want to go Odgaard because he has not disappointed me yet. Every time I've put him into a lineup, he has been performing. And then as the final option here for the under-23 Rare Pro, where I ideally want to put in guaranteed scorers into it, I do have... Kirkju is back, right? He is back and playing for what's it called? For Feyenoord. He was in the training sessions. I saw him train, and that's a good thing. Szymanski is back and playing as well, and they do have a good matchup. NEC against Feyenoord, 60% chance of Feyenoord winning. A good matchup score there, a good opposition score as well, which makes me excited about the matchup of Feyenoord. but I feel like I should go with Enzo. The chances of Benfica ruining Vitória Guimarães are probably a little bit higher than Feyenoord doing extremely well against NEC. And Enzo has been very good. Enzo has been class. He has been insane. And this would be the first proper game week in which he goes into a starting lineup for us. And if we look at the lineups here, 95% chance of playing. Arsnes could possibly come in for one of these two, but I do expect Enzo to be playing. Even though he did have international game time, I do think he will be part of these lineups here for the likes of Benfica. If we take a look at it right here, I think we go on this one, right? SL Benfica AN. Or is that the one I'm looking for? No, that one. Are there any like training pictures, anything that they posted? There we go. So let's see if any of the boys are in here. Is that Enzo? That's not Enzo. Which one is Enzo here? Come on. Do I see any Enzo in there? Any Enzo Fernandez? I can't really tell. Can you guys tell? I'm not too sure if there is an Enzo Fernandez in there. Surely there has to be. They all have the same freaking haircut. I'm struggling here. I'm seeing the Benfica players training. I see a little bit of movement. Left-footed finish there. I have no idea who's who. This is not good. Are there any training pictures? Is there a there we go. That's a picture. All right, let's see. Can I find Enzo? Is he part of this? He is not in here yet. He's also not in there. Gonzalo Ramos, I see. That's a bit worrying, you know. I mean, he should be back and fit. That was 17 hours ago. When is the Benfica game happening? What day is the Benfica game? So Benfica is going to be playing. They're going to be playing tomorrow. Ooh, they're going to play on Saturday. If it was Sunday, I would have been a little bit more confident. But they play tomorrow and then they play Wednesday against PSG in the Champions League. Why do I feel like Enzo's going to be... He's not going to be playing. Why do I feel like that? If we go into all players here, we should be able to see Enzo Fernandez. And you guys should know he has played a couple of minutes in the international games. 26 minutes against Honduras, 35 against Jamaica. That's not too much. That's okay, actually. I mean, obviously, the thing is he had to travel. The game was on the 28th of September. I'm assuming he was back on the 29th, which was yesterday. And he should be playing. And he would be my best option. I personally feel like he would be my best option. I do like some of my other players, but ideally I want to keep them within their stacks. So I'm gonna go Enzo here, and I think I'm gonna captain one with the best matchup. 75% chance here for Xavi Simons. They are expected to score the most goals, so I will go with him in this case. And then when we go to under 23 rare. This is one where I want to put in a very strong lineup too. So we're going to go with Muric. We're going to go with Taylor Harvard-Bellis for that defensive stack. And then for the midfield, and I want to go Kökçü. I want to use Šeško here in the second most priority lineup. And then we want to use Szymanski, because Szymanski did play for the Polish national team. The first game, I feel like he played fully. The second game, he got subbed on after a couple of minutes in the second half. So I'm going to go with Kökçü here. I think this could be a very, very good lineup in under 23 rare. We have really good matchups. Burnley against Cardiff. Burnley are like third. Cardiff is 18th in the league. Even though it's an away game, that could be a very good matchup for us in terms of scoring. Kökçü and Szymanski, obviously, I'm very, very hopeful that these guys will do well. And then Šeško, who is now back into the starting lineup, I do feel like he is going to score based on his great performances lately. He might go ahead and score a hat-trick. That's just how I feel. And then the decision has to be made between All-Star Rare and All-Star Rare Pro. So if we look into All-Star Rare, we are going to use Kavlina. Saliba is up against Tottenham. Against big teams so far in the Premier League, Saliba hasn't had a good score yet. So I'm not, based on historical performance, I'm not going to go after that one. Palacios away against Portland Timbers. I don't personally know how I feel about that one. That one is like let's see how things go type of throwaway lineup player, and I don't necessarily want to throw away this lineup. I do have a player that does really well, and that is Guindo. 20 on the matchup score here. They are expected to concede. He might not get a clean sheet, but he is someone that does move forward and can get something done. Ideally, I would love to have Sorare ready to play, but I don't want to risk it yet. Sanuc is fully predicted to play for Besiktas, but it is a game against Fener at home, and Fener do score goals, so I don't feel like that's going to be working out too well for him, as he's not fully settled into this Besiktas squad yet. So I'm going to give him another week of getting ready, and hopefully we can make use of him against easier opponents very soon. But I think Guindo is my best choice here. This guy hasn't had a score below like 50 in I don't know how long. And then he also has a decent percentage on him, 7%, I believe. For the midfield, obviously Nakamura against Salzburg. I don't want to go after that. I'm going to go for Getson, even though I feel like he's red card... like he's ready for a red card type of thing because it's a big derby match. We're going to go with Getson. Then we can go with the likes of Spikic, or we can go with Moleka. This is one where I'm a bit... I don't know. I feel like Moleka should play, right? But that's me personally kind of hoping he will. Apparently, Nkudu got injured now for Besiktas. And it seems like Moleka is back into the starting lineup fully. Because of the injury of Nkudu. And I do think down the left-hand side, he would be so much more effective because the left side is the one that constantly did well for Besiktas, while the right side with Rosier and Moleka just wasn't working. The only thing that worries me with Moleka is the fact that I just haven't seen him on any of the training pictures. Like legit, I cannot see this guy on any of the pictures. And they have posted so much lately, and that worries me. So they say Nkudu is injured, right? That's what they are saying. And if you look through all the pictures here, like legit, literally all of them, I cannot see a single picture on which Moleka is on it. And that really bothers me. And I'm like, you can also look at the video here. And even in the training videos here, he's just not there. What's the reason behind that? Why is Moleka not in these training videos? And that really, really worries me. So that has me thinking, would it be smarter to go after Spikic here? Because I know he's going to be fit and ready to play. 80% expected to play. Right here, 4 people have done predictions. 3 of them have said he's going to play. 1 of them has said he's not going to play. And that also doesn't fulfill me with confidence. But for Moleka, most people seem to be of the opinion that he definitely plays. It's such a weird one. But if we go like that, I think the last player I would add to this team, even though it would be nice to have the full Besiktas trio here, I don't know if Sanuc is going to be that good. Nakamura, Solé, no. Saliba, no. Palacios is the cop-out option. Spikic, maybe I put Moleka and Spikic into the lineup just to not be exposed to the Besiktas derby too much. I guess I could go like that. I mean, it's not a great lineup, right? That's what kind of worries me. I feel like this lineup would only get me a threshold, and that's it. And that's not bad. That's nothing to look at and be like, oh, that's awful. But I also still have a couple of super rares left. So I could go Kavlina. I could go Sildilia, who I truly believe could do well in the Freiburg against Mainz game. Then we have Marcelinho Nunez, second against 19th. Really good matchup for him. So I'm thinking that could be a really good one. And then instead of the super rare Moleka, we could easily go with the rare Moleka here, right? Put him into this lineup. And then on top of it, Getson Fernandez next to him. That lineup, I know, historically, not too great. Not necessarily a lineup that does too well. And you need like 380 plus points to get a reward. They have updated the prize pools as far as I know. So if we look at the My Team section and we look at All-Star Pro, I actually had a different lineup here. Interesting. So I've gone with the super rare Moleka and the rare Guindo here, which I think I did it a little bit different here. Did I use Guindo anywhere? No, not yet. Okay, so that's okay. But yeah, the prize pool, 170 people can now win rewards in All-Star Pro. How was it the week before? Let's go to 306. That was the week where we had access to it. And then we go to, how do I do this again? Leaderboard, All-Star Rare Pro, show more. There we go. And then the price pool was 152. That's 18 more rewards now. And that could easily make the difference between 380 and 370. So I feel like it's a punty one. But if I am punting up a lineup, I'd rather punt this one. Like, the goalkeeper is not great. I fully don't expect him to get a clean sheet, but he gets great AA. So we could easily see like 45 to 50 points from Kavlina. And then Sildiria and Nunez are very much capable of hitting really high scores. And then Jackson Muleka and Getson Fernandez. It's a derby. No one can fully expect what's going to happen there. And I am leaving out a lot of great players like Sole, Nakamura, Saliba. We are leaving out a bunch of really, really top players, but it's due to matchups or injury. So we could go for this. And I feel like I already have 2 good lineups, right? With the Under 23 Rare and especially the Under 23 Rare Pro. I feel like we have really good lineups. We might as well punt one up and see what happens, right? So I think I'm going to go with that. Let's go ahead and turn my teams into something different. Let's drop this one completely, and let's do that again to finish off this lineup building process. I could actually play underdog as well, actually, I think. Oh, this is going to make me think now. So underdog, I could go Becca, Sanuc. Anyone I've used? Who have I used that fits in here? Szymanski. Ooh, Sheshko. Wow. And Spikic. That's tough. I could technically use that, but that ruins my under 23 rare. And I like my under 23 rare too much, man. I just do. I don't. If I go with this, how does my lineup look for? Let's reset this real quick. And let's take Szymanski out of it and Sheshko. What does that leave me with? It leaves me with a rare Muleka and Getson Fernandez rare. What's the price pool for underdog rare? What's the price pool? We have 140 rares, and then up to 200 gets a tier 3 limited. I don't want the tier 3 limited. That's like £2 max. I mean, the star rare pool isn't that big. The tier 1 rare pool is actually quite large. I don't know, man. I don't feel like my gallery is there yet. It's just not happening for me. I'm not feeling it. And if I'm not feeling it, if I'm not excited about it, there's no point in playing it. So Sildiria goes into this. Marcelinho goes into this. Muleka goes in here. And then we also have Getson Fernandez. So that's going to be the lineup for us. And I'm very happy with it. So let's go with Getson captain because he's going to play. Muleka, we'll see. Even if he comes on as a sub, he could do well. But Getson is capable of getting assists and great AA game. So these are the lineups, guys. Under 23 Rare Pro, Osako, Hilgers, Fernandez, Simmons, Odgaard. Very, very much looking forward to that. And then the Under 23 Rare, I'm also extremely excited about. Muric, Harvard Bellis, Szymanski, Kökçü, and Sheshko. I just quickly want to see what day is the final game. The further away, the better. Sunday. Yes. Okay. I'm pretty confident then that Szymanski is going to play too. I like that. And then we have the boys here. Oh, actually, I could have seen it here. I'm such an idiot. All-Star Pro. Then we have Kavlina, Sildiria, Nunez. Sildiria making his club debut. Getson Fernandez and Muleka. Hey, this is a punty one. If it works out, it works out. Ideally, I should have another rare goalkeeper because I could put up another full lineup here, which obviously is a bit annoying. The fact that I don't have another rare goalkeeper. So if I do get a lot of like excess ETH, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy some super young goalkeeper that is a huge DMP and doesn't necessarily get any playtime yet. At the same time, that opens up All-Star Rare to me to grind for the threshold, and possibly sometime in the future, he becomes a goalkeeper for under 23 and he's eligible. So that's the plan. I want to get a DMP under 23 here and see what happens. But yeah, that would be the All-Star Rare lineup if I did have another goalkeeper, which I don't have. So it is what it is. Since I don't have any ETH, I don't really necessarily want to go out there and put even more money in. But yeah, man, I'm excited, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. And yeah, we'll see each other next time. And hopefully it'll be a good one where we come back with rewards. Take care, guys, and peace.